Hi, everybody. Dan Illman, Mike Beer, taking a look at race number 8 at Churchill Downs on Stephen Foster Saturday. Let's take a look at the field for the Grade 3 Bashford Manor Stakes. 2-year-olds going 3/4 of a mile. The 6 Casa, Darrow, Mike, your 8-5 morning line favorite. Ricardo Santana Jr., Steve Asmussen. This is a well-bred colt who ran a big number in his debut.
Yeah, he certainly did. I mean, based off of that race, Dan, and we're talking about basically a 1X allowance here. 8-5 is probably pretty generous on this horse on the morning line.
Might have to go a little bit faster in the early portion of this race than he did in that 5 furlong heat. As we take a look at the Time Form US pace projector, Casa, Darrow, the number 6. He might have to deal with Gatsby, the 3, coming up from Gulfstream Park, and Crown and Coke, the number 1, as well, has some speed. But I think Casa Darrow's got enough speed to make the lead.
Yeah, and, he is drawn to the outside here. It's worth, pointing out that this is a 6 furlong race now. And so it's not going to be that important to make the lead in this race. But there are some fast horses to his inside.
Crown and Coke, the number 1, would be a true rags to riches story. A son of Aconite that sold for $1,000 as a yearling, privately purchased after his career debut, and why not? He won off the screen by over 13 lengths. Only got a 47 buyer from that effort, but he showed some speed in that race.
I mean, I liked that performance from him, Dan. We'll see if he can back it up against better horses. He was very sharp early in that race, though. He had a lot of speed. He looks like a fast 2-year-old, and fast 2-year-olds tend to win races like this.
Asmussen also has the number 2, Hewlin. Of course, he has the morning line favorite, the 6, Casadero. I like the way this horse, Hewlin, won his career debut. He got bet down to 7-5. He showed speed, but he sat off another horse nicely, and when given his cue, he ran right by. He has some scope for improvement off of that performance. I know the buyer came back light, but I think he could build off of that race.
Yeah, I don't disagree with that. I thought that was overall a very solid debut. Obviously, it did not come back fast. He doesn't look like a brilliant 2-year-old, so that sort of worries me when you talk about these early season stakes races, but he ran just fine first time out.
Up from South Florida is the number 3, Gatsby, expected to be part of the pace, and he was on a hard chase in his debut. We'll take a look at that race right now. The pace was fast, going 4.5. He chased the pace setter, the odds-on favorite Golden Pal, and he ran right on by. It was a good performance for Gatsby. He had to work hard in the stretch. Now he has to deal with Casadero's early speed.
Yeah, I mean, I like this performance from this horse because he did have speed early. Golden Pal, who was a big 1-2 favorite for Wesley Ward, was just too fast for him early. Cleared him. This horse had to steady behind Golden Pal when he took over the lead. He came right back after him, though. A really nice performance, I thought, first time out. Golden Pal, of course, went to Royal Ascot and ran second in the Group 2 Norfolk Stakes, so he looks like a nice horse. There's plenty to like about this horse.
Hyper Focus from the Todd Pletcher barn. He's up from Gulfstream after a debut victory, and this was a nice performance as well. Let's take a look at this race. This is another running son of Constitution. He is a very talented stallion, to be sure. Hyper Focus has work to do. He's on the outside. Always like to see 2-year-olds rally and pass horses. This horse still a little bit green on his left lead down to the wire, but Hyper Focus finished the race off nicely.
Yeah, I liked that win for him, Dan, mostly just because he didn't look like a horse who wanted any part of 4.5 furlongs. He didn't have any speed. He was outrun early and basically had to work hard the entire way just to get it done. It feels like the added distance of this race is really going to work to his advantage.
Herd Immunity, a son of Union Rags, no secret for his debut at Santa Anita. Let's watch that race. He was bet down to 3-5. He sat off the early pace. He's the number 4. He's now attacking on the outside. It's a likable performance. I do question what he beat in this field. I think it's going to be a little bit tougher this time around.
Yeah, I don't know if he was beating anything here. You see the horse that finishes second to him actually finishing really well, however. You know what? Herd Immunity, Dan, going a short distance, though, in his debut, he did not break very well in that race. So he had to overcome that a little bit. I liked the way that he collared those horses in the stretch, and I really liked the way he was finishing at the end as well. He's another horse. I think the 6 furlongs actually helps this horse.
Here's Casa, the 6, 8-5 on the morning line, a son of Street Sense and the multiple Grade 3 stakes winning sprinter Wild Gams, a mare that's already thrown a Grade 3 placed horse named Always Famous, and a stakes winning dirt sprinter. Casa was very excitable in the post parade. He mauled the pony, reared up on his hind legs, and gave the pony a good kick. And then he went out and he kicked 10 others in that maiden race, winning by almost 9. Off that fig, he's the horse to beat.
Yeah, way the horse to beat. Again, I expect him to be a short price in this race. There's just, when you go back and look at that debut, Dan, there's just everything to like about it. He was just really, really good in that race, really fast as well. You knew he was headed for stakes right off that win, and here he is.
County Final, the 7, a $20 debut winner on turf on June the 5th. But this dam was a nice horse on the dirt. She was a multiple stakes winning dirt sprinter. The sire Oxbow won the Preakness. So there is some dirt pedigree here. I just wonder how County Final's going to deal with speedy horses like Gatsby and Casa. He might have to rate this time around.
Yeah, I think it's going to be hard for him, especially when you go back and watch the turf debut. I mean, he got to the early lead in that race with no trouble at all. There was no speed in that race. He never really faced a challenge at any point in that race, and he won clear at the end. This is a totally different situation.
Let's take a look at our top picks for the Grade 3 Bashford Manor, race number 8 at Churchill Downs on Saturday. We're both going to go with Casa in here. The 6, Casa is my top selection. I made a mistake sending that in. I'm going 6-3-4-2. You're going 6-5-3-4.
Yeah, I'm just not going to bet against this horse. He was too good first time out. We'll see what happens. I put Herd Immunity second, Dan, just because I did think he would appreciate some added ground. But in a lot of ways, I do feel like Gatsby's probably Casadero's main rival.
Casa, the horse to beat for Asmussen in the Grade 3 Bashford Manor. Approximate post time, 4:43 Eastern. Good luck.